DegloireSpace signing in. Forgive, but don't forget. Let's make a scenario first so that we can refer back to this scenario throughout. You have a friend who has a bad habit. Every few minutes, he has to slap you. The first time it hits you by surprise, you're like, where did that come from? Why? What have I done? What happened? And he's apologetic. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what got into me, you know. The second time, you're like, you know what? I forgive that. I'm cool. As you're sitting there, another minute passes. This guy slaps you again. Whoa, okay, what just happened? Why did you slap me again? I'm so sorry. I don't know how this happened. This is really like, you know, I'm sorry. I think I've got this bad nervous problem, you know, this bad nerves problem. This automatically happens. Okay, you kind of forgive this time, but that slap, that second one was just like, whoa. You're thinking like, man, we've already had this chat before. Why are we going through this? Now the third time, you're sitting there and you get slapped again. Now this time, you know, this is a pattern. If I stay here, every minute I'm gonna get slapped. What do? The most sane thing is you look into it and he's apologizing. So he could be genuine. He's telling you, I have a problem. My problem is every minute I'm gonna slap you. Now what do? Straight away, if you understand the situation, man, he can't control himself. It's a pattern. If it's a pattern, it's gonna repeat again. You better draw a boundary. Don't hold grudges, because now you've understood this is a personality pattern. And you forgive. The forgiveness is saying, I understand you and I understand me. I want to be at peace with you and I want to be at peace with me, because if I sit close to you, I'm not going to be at peace with myself, because I'm going to be sitting there next to you and I'm going to be like, oh, any moment now he could slap me, and then I'm not at peace. And I'm not at peace with you because I know that is your nature and you're going to do it again. And that hurts me. So you forgive. When you forgive, you create a boundary. The boundary means I'm going to sit away from you now. I'm not going to get within that proximity of the slap. I now have created a boundary. You might get upset and say, hey, but you used to sit closer to me. Now you're so distant. And then you call that a grudge, but it's not a grudge. I am looking out for me. I need to look out for me. It's part of the mechanism of a human being to look after themselves. If you cannot understand that I'm looking after me, then you're not a friend. And here, you might say, what if he comes around and says, I've changed? Okay, I've changed has to be tested, because I don't want to be slapped. I don't want to be hurt. So I put that under the test. Now the test it depends. It could take you a month, could take you a year to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna allow this person back into my space a little bit. And then as you're there, you're gonna have to, you know what, that person you're having there, you're trying to have a good time with that person, you're trying to enjoy, but you might not be able to, because you're gonna be sitting there going, okay, I better watch his shoulders. You're watching, instead of you enjoying your time, you're gonna be going, okay, any moment now, they're gonna slap me. And then sometimes he might be like about to cough and you're gonna be, whoa, you're gonna move back. You're not enjoying your time. You are going through the testing phase. Now, if through the testing phase you realize, hey, let's just say the person was slapping every minute. Let's just say now 2 days have passed and he hasn't slapped me. Okay, we might be onto something. You start building trust. In this scenario, yeah, of course it's exaggerated, but in this scenario, the slap could be anything that the other person does. It could be that they've cheated on you. It could be that they disrespect you. Whatever it is, that thing, you forgive it. And once again, remember, the biggest thing you're doing when you're forgiving is for yourself. Forgiveness is you accepting, it's you understanding, It's you building a boundary. It's you cleaning your heart, removing weight off your shoulders. And you don't forget. You don't forget because this is me saying, I know the pattern. And I'd be stupid to forget the pattern that I've seen over and over. So forgetting is against the human nature of survival. You are putting all the survival of our mechanism, that intelligence, you're putting it all aside. Some people will do something to you and then they'll ask for forgiveness and they want a clean slate. And you give them a clean slate only for them to hurt you again. And at that point, when they hurt you, you start asking yourself questions. You know, how could I be so stupid? The person's done this before. The person's done this before. And there's a danger. You know, the biggest danger about forgetting, about this clean slate business, the problem with it is it might become a habit. Whatever you repeat becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, you could be stuck in a toxic situation for years, for a big portion of your life, stuck in a habit that is toxic and that is destroying you. All because you forgot a pattern. Or even worse, you didn't forget. You pretended to forget. You decided to force it under. And this is not wise for the obvious example we just gave. So what you need to do here is simple. You forgive, you set a boundary, and you stick by that boundary. That boundary is your fortress. We can't afford to drop into a habit that's going to become toxic. Now, let's imagine this person says to you, I've changed, okay? Firstly, don't rush back. Do not rush back. Change, I need to make sure myself. I need to see it for myself. There's a horror movie. It came out when I was younger. It's called Evil Dead. And, you know, I'll probably refer to this scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in a movie. And basically the sister of the hero has turned into a demon and they've locked her under the basement. And all through she's banging on that basement and whenever she gets a chance, she tries to grab somebody. And of course, they've chained her, put her under, and she just wants to escape. And there's a part in the movie where our hero hears silence. And he's going through a bit of an emotional thing. And that demon says to him, it's okay now. And it's just talking back in a normal human voice. I'm okay now. Let me out. I'm okay now. So she tries to win his emotion that way. And it's terrifying because he's looking at her. This was once my sister. This is someone I've got so much emotion for. But she's tricking him. She's the demon. And here, of course, when somebody is in a toxic situation, that's what the other person's gonna do. I'm okay now. I've changed now. Let me out now. And if you don't do it cautiously, you could be putting yourself in danger again. And we don't want to put ourselves in danger. We want to grow. We don't want something to set us back, especially after we've been tested. So if they have changed, yeah, they could be. They might have changed. That's true. And you give them that through a boundary. And you watch. You watch. And if they're trying to rush you, why are you pressuring me? You put me in this situation. It was because of you that this trust happened. You shouldn't be. If you really are genuine, give me my space. And if you get sick of me, man, it's okay. Forgive, but don't forget. If you like what you hear, if you can relate to what you hear, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. DegloireSpace signing out.